everybody. It is Hobbs back here with you.
Yeah, it's Hobbs Horror, knocking down your door, all about the guts and gore, blood and pus, give him some more. He wants bone and entrails spread across the floor, so if you're looking for that theater macabre, look no more. Sit back and relax and enjoy some Hobbs Horror.
Thank you for watching Hobbs Horror.
Yeah, and don't forget to like and subscribe and all that good shit.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another review by Hobbs Horror for the Visual Vengeance series. I do want to thank Rob and the guys over at Wild Eye Releasing for sending me to review Heartland of Darkness. So like I do with all of these titles, let me show you the insides, the reverse cover art, and see what you think in case you want to get this one. There is that particular cover art option. I haven't checked out the inside artwork to see if it's different, but I would have to assume that it would be. Let's get into the insides here as well. As you get your typical stickers, your poster. There is your disc art. And then you get a prayer cloth. And you definitely need that for this movie as far as the premise of the film. So let's get right into Heartland of Darkness, also known as Blood Church. As you can see, this one is loaded with special features as well. A runtime of 101 minutes. Literally loaded with features. Limited edition Heartland of Darkness prayer cloth. Just showed you that. So this particular film was filmed in Columbus, Ohio back in 1992, and it wasn't quite finished. Now, lots of people offered to finish this film, including Jim Wynorski from Shopping Mall. And it does have the wonderful Linnea Quigley, who's stunning in this movie. And we follow a gentleman with his daughter who are moving to a new town to kind of restart their lives as her mother, his wife, has passed away. And he's a newspaper editor, so he kind of gets this office to do newspaper type work. He hires a reporter, he hires a secretary and his daughter, and them kind of stay there. And, you know, he talks to the sheriff about some leads and realizing that people are being picked off specifically, and they're not trying to figure out, is this a hoax? Why are people being killed? So, of course, because he wants to put this in the paper, he's going to go after the story. And then there is this church that just happens to be very close. And this church has some very strange going-ons. And basically, he has to get to the bottom of it. In the process of doing that, stuff starts to hit the fan with the reporter, his daughter. And I'll leave it at that because I don't want to spoil the film. But let me give you my thoughts on this one. Now, this movie was really good. This is probably my favorite visual vengeance title so far that I've watched. I thought I had seen this, and I was completely incorrect. And the acting was great in this movie. Really, really well done. Kind of has that feel of almost like a witchboard type feel to it. You know, that early 90s kind of horror. You know, there's definitely some satanic cult type situations in the film. Back in the 80s and then early 90s, this was kind of a big deal. This was actually shot in 89. And during that time frame, from my understanding, there was a big movement for satanic worshiping. And a lot of movies were using that as a kind of like a segue into some of their films. This is no exception, but I don't want to spoil the film. Now, there are some things in this movie that are true to form when it comes to Satanism in terms of sacrifices and things, which I'm kind of surprised because, you know, I study religions and things like that kind of through college and learned a little bit. And some of the practices in the film are true to form from what I've seen. But you do have Linnea in this film, and this is one of her more serious roles, and stunning choice of negligees and partial nudity, but really, really well done. As of today, this is my favorite visual vengeance film. I want to thank Rob and the guys over at Wild Eye Releasing for sending me this to review. This movie is 100% worth it as a must-watch. Even though it was slightly longer than I'm used to, the pacing didn't throw me off. I like the acting again. There are one or two parts in it that are a little cheesy, but you're going to get that with some films. It's horror. Horror is made to have cheesy parts. And I don't think people understand that sometimes. Horror is going to bring you some laughs, but for the most part, I enjoyed this. Minimal amount of gore, but a great storyline, and highly recommended. Catch up with you guys later. This is Hobbs Horror. Stay tuned for an announcement about some upcoming reviews this week. That'll be on a separate video. Catch up with you later. Peace.
Welcome to the house on the A6 block. I'm just chilling on the porch in my chair I rock. I'm your host Jimmy Biggs with the ghoulish clip. The only light outside is the full moon lit. Welcome to a world mixed with evil and good. If you ain't plan on staying, then you misunderstood. This ain't a nightmare, the figment of imagination. Step aside and the house will awaken. Skeletons play the piano.